Welcome to the Business Pharmacy today. Today is a good one. Well, everyone is a good one, of course. But today we're going to be talking about collaborations and what makes a fantastic collaboration, what doesn't. Oopsie daisy. Let's just kick the tripod here. Hi, everyone. I just ran in and just put my headband on and just realised that it might look like I don't know what, who knows. But yeah, we're going to talk about collaborations, and we're going to talk about what makes a good collaboration, what doesn't make a good collaboration. This is all brought to us thanks to Dell Technologies, who makes our business pharmacy possible to bring these subjects to life, for me to be able to talk from the heart, what I've seen, be able to bring on amazing people. And I'm going to talk about that in a moment. Right, so lovely to see you all. I can see you all saying hello. Great to see you. Right, so today in this session, what I want you to come away with is, and what I would love you to understand more, and I'm sure you all understand it, and I'm teaching mother to suck eggs. Is that the expression? I always make the shittest expressions that I never know what they are, and yet I just do it live. The key to identifying a great collaboration, how do you know that this is what I should go to? What you should consider when you're about to collaborate. How to bring to the table a strong collaborative relationship, as also what are the pitfalls, what are the things to avoid. I've changed my lighting. I don't know if you can see that, but for 1 and a bit years, I've managed to have ring lights in my glasses, and I decided to YouTube it, and I YouTubed it, and I've just been trying to set it up because I'm not, do you know what I mean? I'm not a lighting expert, but who knows if it's any better. But remember, you could submit your questions, not only for our guests today, not only on the subject of collaboration, but you could submit any questions that you like. And remember, you can go to holly&co, because there's actually now a form that you can fill in online. You can DM me, you can write here, the team will catch it. Remember, if I don't answer it today, it doesn't mean that I won't answer it. We put it into our library of wonderful questions, and we will try and answer it. And also today, I am going to be announcing the third winner of hashtag Tech in a Box. That is where Dell has been wonderful enough to give us 30 XPS laptops for us to give away to you. And it's super simple to enter, not necessarily super simple to win. All you've got to do is tell me what it means to win this laptop, and use the hashtag Tech in a Box, and just tell me all about what it would mean for you to win a laptop into your business, and you will be in a chance to win. Head over to holly.co to find out more information. Now, let's talk about the subject at hand. Let me put on my, there we are, here we go. This is me, Dr. Holly. I'm now going to talk to you about collaborations. Because if you look at it in the English, oh my God, those things are hard to wear. If you look at it if you look it up in the English dictionary, actually the definition is the action of working with someone to produce something, which is a pretty dry explanation when we think about the creativity that goes on with epic collaborations. And I'm actually a huge advocate of collaborations. Actually, Holly&Co collaborates, if you see what I mean, continuously. It's the co in Holly&Co, another brilliant CO word for collaboration. And it is, if you think our business is actually set up mainly to collaborate. I don't do an IGTV without asking somebody on from this community. I don't do the office, the new theme in the workshop without an artist in resident. Actually Holly&Co is built on collaboration, because I firmly believe that if you find that right person, you are definitely stronger with them than without them. right? And that's got, we've got to all deal with our trust issues, and we're going to talk about that. The other brilliant CO word, just while I'm talking of the CO words, is what this month, April, is all about: community. And we are going to really be driving this home. What does community mean for your business? It's all going to be about me helping you work together, join forces together. My heart basically sings when I see you guys get together. I joined an IG live the other day with the Thoughtful Potter and the Dartmoor artist, and I just loved it that this community were doing their own lives. That's the thing. I think potentially back in the day, we got worried about collaborations in a sense that it wasn't all mine, that you had, and that was the imposter syndrome, right? Rearing its ugly head, that you tried to maybe avoid other people doing what you were doing, or getting together without you. You know what I'm trying to say? It sounds quite childlike. It sounds quite playgroundy, but I actually think that is definitely the way business was operating. For me, it's the heart. If I see everyone doing things that we do, getting together without us, this means success for me. This is actually the output that I want for our business. And so I just feel that, it's imperative that potentially you look at this community to do your next collaboration with. You know that this community is kind and lovely. Why don't you, if you've never done it before, why don't you try and find someone in this community to maybe take those first collaborative steps? Now, if I'm thinking about collaborations that I like, and it's because she's on my mind at the moment. Anya Hindmarsh is a woman that I adore. Crossed, she's going to be on my podcast, but anyway, enough of that. And she is just someone, she made her first handbag. If you don't know her, Anya Hindmarsh is a bag designer, and she made her first handbag out of paper when she was a little girl, and she must be over 50 now. Been in the industry forever, literally had her first shop in her 20s, and she is just someone that surprises me, and from a brand perspective, and her collaborations are awesome. If you go onto her site, you'll see collaborations that she got together with Kellogg's. So this is when I'm talking about the genius, and it's going to be really hard, isn't it, to describe genius points. But handbag designer, really nice handbag designer. So she's not cheap, but she's not, do you know what I mean? She's not Gucci and all that level, but she's definitely not H&M. Handbag designer collaborates with cereal. Now those are the collaborations that make my ears prick up. I look out for them. I love combining two industries. I think about Brompton Bikes. They asked Julie Dean from Cambridge Satchel Company to design bike bags. Great collaboration there. If we think about Tatty Divine, they've collaborated just at the moment with Morag, and you can see how their brilliant sort of alignment of two lots of females coming together, and they are so perfect. You know what I mean? You can taste a collaboration, you can feel it, because it's like they're two peas in a pod, but different pods, but they could have been in the same pod slightly. So you've got that collaboration. It's super hard to explain this stuff, guys. You've got that type of collaboration where you've got peas in the pod that are in different pods that could come together. Then you've got Anya wanting to do cereal, okay? And that is also magical because it's so opposed. If you think about what my Harry's got in his room, what about the moon lamp? Do you remember the moon lamp by Habitat? And they did a range with Buzz Aldrin, the astronaut, and it was absolutely bloody brilliant. Do you remember that era of Habitat when they were doing exceptional creative work with their products. I really loved that era. I can't remember the other ones that they did, but there was this whole era of Habitat that was so smart. And a guest who will be joining us in a few weeks, Alex Monroe, he also works with brilliant British brands, and his dinosaur earrings is a collaboration he did with the Natural History Museum. Do you see? I really hope I'm inspiring you here, because this actually is making me go all funny, actually thinking about these collaborations. This is where you can take your brand to another level. And we're going to talk about actually why you'd want to collaborate as well. So later today, we're going to be welcoming dear people, Andy Poplar, founder of Vinegar and Brown Paper, along with Jack Laverick, founder of Clay Club, and Jack Laverick Ceramics. And they created the most stunning product together. And I'm sure you would have all seen it. But this is an example of where I would say two peas in different pods coming together. You know, it's seamless for me. It felt totally natural. You know, when you say something, you're like, yeah, doesn't that exist already? That's when you know you're onto something. And they're going to share their insights firsthand, what it was like to collaborate together, what they've learned, what they can share with you. Right, so we got some comments. Thank God we got to the comments bit, because I was just thinking either my lights are going to blow up, God knows what. I'm all jittery today though. Made by Mrs. J. Hello, excited to hear from two of my favourite makers. Me too. Peggy Orange UK, I haven't been brave enough to collaborate yet, so looking forward to this. It does take bravery, right? It takes the right amount of ego to go on the collaborative journey. Peppermint Studio, I have two collabs in the making. Exciting. I'm so excited. I propose both, but I'm also open to proposals. My DMs are open. Okay, so we've got Peppermint Studio who's open for proposals from you guys. I'm being a matchmaker. It's like a dating app, but for business. Love this. There is an idea in that, isn't there? Jager Pom would love to collab with another business, but just not sure how my products would fit with others. Everyone look up that person. Jager Pom, they're looking to how they would collaborate. Thoughtful Potter, I would love a collaboration. Anyone fancy a collab with a potter? Oh, and I know that Deborah would be so nice to work with. So there you go, guys. Let's do some matchmaking. Keep this coming in, by the way. I'm going to read out anyone who wants to collaborate, okay? So get your notepads and pens ready to jot down people's handles, so that if you want to collaborate and just say what you do, okay? And I'm going to try and create some love on this IGTV. So many of you wanting to meet each other to collaborate. So this is brilliant. A great way of us getting together is, why don't you make sure you're joined my Facebook group on, go ahead, go and join it. This is exactly what this community is all about. And we can organize your collaborations almost in your meetings in our Facebook group. While art sleeps, I do leather earrings from offcuts, scraps, giving leather a pretty second life. So would love to collaborate with any other sustainable businesses. This is wonderful. I love this. This is my favorite thing. Okay, so let's go back to collaborations. For me, the best collaborations are when you truly know yourself, right? So it's when you know your brand heart. You know, I talk about the brand heart, your DNA of your company, and the elements that make you. I feel that if you don't know your brand enough, you're not going to be confident enough to collaborate, and you're not going to spot the yin to the yang, or the missing pieces that can come together like a jigsaw piece. You've got to know what your business stands for. And once you truly know yourself, and I think once you know your values and your passions, what are all the invisible bits? You know, once you know that, you're going to basically, I would say, make a collaboration more successful than if you don't do this work. And this is deep work, guys. You know, sometimes I liken it to therapy. Knowing your business's heartbeat and knowing who you are as a company knowing what your likes are and your dislikes are, however silly they seem to the outside world, this is your business. Until you've got that down, I would say your collaboration has a strong chance of not winning. And I think it takes a mixture of, I suppose, boldness, right, and bravery. So I think that you've got to have a healthy amount of ego for this, and you need to acknowledge, you know, that you are good at something, that you are a great potter, that you are a great calligrapher, that you are a fantastic jeweler. You've got to know that you are that. And then you've got to know who you are as that jeweler, let's just say. And then when someone comes to you, you know, either they're a jigsaw fit, you know, that they are peas in a pod, that you feel this synergy, or you love that your boldness, think of Anya and Kellogg's, that your boldness is actually, you're so, you know, sorted with who you are, that you're strong enough to go and do something completely nuts, because in a way it works. Yeah, it's peanut butter and jelly. It's that it really, really works, but it's because the two elements are super powerful in their vision of their brand. Fuck, this is difficult to explain. I really hope somehow peanut butter, jelly, peas, pods is actually getting through, and that you're not thinking, Holly, what are you actually talking about? So I think the key reason to work with a brand is a number of things. One, you're going to get increased brand recognition if you do this well. Okay, so 100%. No, not everyone is going to remember Anya to doing Kellogg's. You know, she's not going to lose her brand overnight. If that's already what you're fearing, before you've even started, I know you guys, you're not going to lose yourself to this collaboration. You need to just know that in that moment, it's an amazing time to get brand recognition. You are going to reach new audiences. Remember, that collaboration means that you get to tap into each other's audiences. And also the experience. You're going to share knowledge, share creativity. If you work alone, what a lovely moment for you not to be working alone. And share resources, okay? So it's not just you footing the bill for this. So it sounds like a no-brainer, doesn't it? And I'm going to keep reading out all of the people that want to collaborate. And it is pretty phenomenal when it's done right. Yeah, it really is. It's electric. It's what makes the hair on your arms stand out, because especially when it surprises you. But a mismatch is a nightmare, because a mismatch is emotionally draining. You know, you pour all of this into it. If you've not had the shared values, you've not done a lot of upfront work, you're going to fall out with that person. It can be financially draining as well. So it really does work when you do the legwork, okay? When you do the deep diving on your business and who you are. And I'm going to list out some of the things that you need to consider before you collaborate. So get your pen and paper ready to write these things down. Can anyone tell me, let's say, collaborations that you don't think have worked, all right? And collaborations that you do think have worked. But I'm interested, because I can't remind myself right now, but I bloody well know it when I see it, when it's almost like a tick box exercise. Oh, that corporate business is trying to say that it really cares for the planet, so it just collaborates with X, Y, and Z. They do it, they do their PR, and then it's gone tomorrow. So you know what I mean? It'd be great for you to share with me things that you think have worked and haven't. But let's run through the things that you're going to list. So the significant, firstly, the significant benefits as well. Mutual benefits for all partners. You've got to, so the benefits, and the list of things to do, mixed into one, by the way, just mixed into one. You know, this is live. Mutual benefits for both partners. You need to work out for both of you what you want to get out of this. You've got to commit to both having open communication at every stage. You need to understand the financial commitments on both parties, and how you're going to communicate as well. You need clear roles and responsibilities for each person. So who's going to manage the project? Because you can't both manage every element of the project. So who's going to manage it? Who will make key decisions? Will that be joint key decisions? Will you have a meeting once a week where you write down all the things that you need to discuss? Are you going to look after each area, if you see what I mean? So it's hard for me to work this out, but so Kellogg's were not going to try and make a bag. That was Anya's definite remit, that she was going to make the bag. But what was Kellogg's going to do for that? That's a bad example, but you know what I'm trying to say. I would like you both to consider a partnership agreement. It can be simple. You can find this online. It's very, very simple, but I'd like you to consider a partnership agreement in case anything does go wrong. Because then getting it all out in the open, writing down who's going to pay for what, how decisions are going to be made, also the time duration of your collaboration. Is it forever that you're going to be able to do this? What if you want to do this now, but then you want to work with a similar industry in a year's time? So you need to be really clear about how long. Also, issues around ownership. Who owns that product? And I think that is all it's all online. You can find these things. Who owns the product? Is it 50-50 split? What if it becomes a bestseller? What if a shop now wants to buy it all outright, the entire design? What if someone wants to stock it wholesale? Who's going to deal with the shipment of it? I'm giving you tons of questions here, but it is better to get this all out. I always call it, I write about it in my book. I've got a book coming out. A prenup for business. At every stage, if it's a business partnership or a collaboration, get a prenup done, because it just makes everything, because you don't want to fall out ultimately, do you? Right, I've got, okay, we've got, oh my gosh, it's going nuts. Let's read out some. Nilza O, sorry, let me just have a little bit of my green tea, pucker tea. Listen to that podcast. I'm a total convert. Nilza O, I'll stop saying that now. I'd love to collaborate, if anyone wants one, with a handmade jewellery and zero waste small business. There we go. A little English garden. I'm up for a collaboration. I'm an artisan candle maker. Write it down. Little pickle shop. I make handmade baby teether and dummy clips. Would love to collab with someone, just wouldn't know how to start. Generation soap. I'm definitely open to a collab. Something to complement my soap bars. Stomp the pedal. I would love to collaborate with an artist who do bold, unique designs. Yoko Global, you're explaining this great, Holly. Bless you for saying that. I mean, I have a lot of Hollyisms going on today. Emma Britton, decorative glass, making perfect sense, Holly. Thank you, guys. Olive Tree Home. I'd love to collab to create a unique fragrance for a collaboration. I love that idea. So many collaborations being made here at Jelly Jaws store and at Blog with Lola. I can see something happening between both of you. This is crazy. This is better than any of the dating websites. Holly's Gin, Sipsmith Gin have just collaborated with Wimbledon using the strawberries from last year. What a fantastic idea. And Half Hitch Happy, I create DIY macrame plant hanging kits and would love to collab with a ceramicist that makes plants pots. Deborah, Thoughtful Potter, get on that. Okay, question. Hungry Fox Bites. A related company contacted me suggesting a collab. I'm just starting out. Should I jump on it for crucial exposure or is it too soon? Yeah, that's an interesting one. I think you can collaborate too soon. That's what my gut is telling me to tell you. You need to, do you remember what I said? when you found yourself, when you know who you are, when you have a design, you have a voice, you have a reason for being, you have that knowledge about yourself. I think if you jump too soon in and you don't have all of this, potentially people haven't yet learned who you are yet. So I think it's an interesting one. I think the fact you're even asking the question potentially means that you know it might be too soon. But I do think it's really important to, get yourself known for you and then go and collaborate. Right, it's time for the news. And you know what? We're going to welcome Jack and Andy in just a moment. But we're just having a news break right now. This is where I get to be the news anchor for 2 minutes. But we know that on Monday, hairdressers and non-essential click and collect reopened in Scotland. So anyone in Scotland, I'm super happy for you that you're able to deal with your roots. For others, we just have to wear hairbands. And this time next week, 12th of April, England, we're going to step into the next level, step 2 in our roadmap. We've got shops opening. Can't wait to get Holly&Co open. We've got gyms opening. We've got zoos, personal care services, outdoor hospitality, increased number of visits to care homes from 1 person to 2 people. I'm just super, super happy. Frank's mum's just gone into a care home and I'm so keen for him to be able to get there with his sister. And from the 9th, that's this Friday, everyone in England will be able to access free, regular, rapid coronavirus testing, which in a way is fantastic for any of us bringing our teams more together. You could almost have that thing that you commit to each other that you'll be doing 2 tests a week so that everybody in the office feels good about it. And pubs have seen thousands, me being one of them, bookings for their precious outdoor space and a 300% spike in bookings for restaurant groups. I think everyone's got the same message. I've not been able to get anything in my local area. I think we got end of May, beginning of June as our earliest place that we could eat out. But international holidays are still banned. It's still illegal. And so we're waiting, aren't we, for news on that. So I think who's going to take a lot of time off this August? I'm interested. Hands up or thumbs up or thumbs down. I just want to get that sort of sense. I've got a feeling like August, if you're not able to get away, people in small businesses that run their own companies are going to take the moment to be the own boss and just literally take a big fat holiday, because it would be, coming up to 1.5 years. Oh no, so you're not. Oh, you're not taking. Okay, this is interesting. Okay, not taking August off. Right, so you're all continuing as we were. Okay, yeah, only because it's school holidays. Okay, this is interesting. I just thought we were going to have like this mass exodus of small businesses. Okay, even here. It's coming through even. Right. Before we go to our wonderful guests, Jelly Jaws store. I make matching family trainers. That's cool. And would love... I know you, Jelly Jaws store, and would love to collab with a kids and mum clothing brand. Nesty UK, I'm launching my business at the end of the month. So excited, and you are giving me so much to think about. Congratulations. I love watching business births on here. Titch Snitch, complete agree, re-collaborations too soon. I've had a few people suggesting collaborating and still working out what my own style is. Really important. Half Hitch Happy, brilliant tips. I'm scribbling it all down. Little Start Baker, we're an eco-friendly baking kit company. I'd love to collaborate with other bright, positive brands based for children. So this is just wonderful. Let's get going. Let's welcome our main 2 guests here. Jack Laverick, founder of Jack Laverick Ceramics and the Clay Club, and we've got wonderful Andy, who is the founder of Vinegar and Brownpaper, and actually Jack also was a runner-up in the Independent Awards as well. So let me just ask these wonderful people. Oh my gosh, I'm going to do 2 at a time. gosh, let's pray this works. That's this three-way thingy that you can do. And I'm just always so nervous it's going to go wrong. But let's... Yay! It's gone right.
Well, I'm always really scared that it will be like, no connection.
No connect. It happens, Andy. It happens all the time. But today, the tech gods are with us. Thank you guys for being with us.
I used to like the rings in your glasses. It was kind of, you had special powers.
Could anyone tell me that I had rings in my glasses for 1 and a bit years doing this every day?
I thought that was just what all the Instagrammers did. I thought,
no, I think this is untrained Instagrammers. That I think the rings in my eyes weren't special burning powers. They were literally a ring in my eyes. Jack, it's lovely to see you. Where are you? You're both looking gorgeous backgrounds.
Yeah, I'm in the studio today, so...
Oh, look at that. It's fantastic. Guys, thanks so much for being with me. I would love to ask, I'm going to ask each person different sort of questions so we don't over talk. But Andy, tell me how this collaboration came about.
I was just looking at that, actually. I think I got a message on Instagram from Jack. It was around about May time, because I think I'd broke, because I'd got some of Jack's work. We've known each other for a while from meeting at shows and stuff. And I'd got bits of Jack's work around the house and I broke one of them. And then I'd mentioned it on Instagram, and Jack kind of like said, I'll send you a new one. And then kind of, I think then I got another message, and it was kind of, I'm doing some collaborations. Would you be interested in doing one? And that was it. And that was kind of around about May. Was that right, Jack?
May time, yeah.
Yeah. And pretty early on, it was a case of, well, what would we do? Candle tea light holder. And to be honest, sometimes it works like this. I had the idea pretty quickly about what we'd put on it, and it was pretty much, it was kind of a thing quite quickly. And then we sat on it for a while, because round about last May, I was very, very busy. Jack was really, really busy. And we kind of, I think it was Jack's decision. You were saying, should we hold it back till September? Because candles, you know, yeah. the night's drawing and stuff.
Yes.
So we sat on it for a while, which was really nice, because I like having an idea and not sharing it to anyone, because the moment when you first show it to people is like really exciting. So it's quite nice to have this thing that you really like and then just wait for a bit, thinking, well, we're going to wait till September. So we had it for about 3 months or so before we launched it.
Jack, was that the same for you? Because, you know, what do you think makes a great collaboration? Because I was just talking about in my crazy Hollyisms, you know, peas and pods. And, you know, for me, you guys working together felt really good, felt really seamless. Tell me about what you think makes a great collaboration.
Well, I think with Andy, I mean, I've always been a fan of his work after seeing him at shows for so many years. So it just seemed like a natural person to contact, really. And I kind of felt like the simplicity of a lot of his work kind of really would work on the work that I'm doing. So it just seemed like the natural person to speak to, really. Yeah.
And do you think that is because we were just chatting about that thing of finding yourself? Do you both agree that you know, some people are talking about they've just started, should they collaborate? And I gone and bold enough said, I don't think you should. I think you've got to know yourself.
I think that's a very wise thing. I think you need to for a collaboration to kind of sing properly, you both need to bring something to it that you're kind of, that is yours. Yeah. So, and that yours is the style. For, like, you know, I had pieces of Jack's work around the house, so I knew what it did when you lit the candle and how it flickered, and the shapes, that simplicity of shape is something that I've always liked. And for me, Jack has that brand, that iconic look of his work. And I think it's not until you have that thing which you can claim as your own that you can then bring it to somebody else and see how it bounces off it and works.
Jack, do you have anything to say about that? Because I can see that you must be, are you asked often to do things that might not be right? And when do you know it's not right?
Yeah, potentially. I mean, if it was something that I felt wasn't really right for me, I would probably go down the route of doing wholesale, where I would put someone else's design on my work, but it with their brand, essentially, rather than a collaboration.
Yes.
I think that's a very key point. There's a difference between a collaboration and a commission. Like, you get people asking all the time saying, could you do a load of these for us with this on it? And that's kind of more a commission, where a true collaboration is that bringing together of two creative sides to create something new that wouldn't have existed without either of you, if you see what I mean. It's not someone just saying, do this for me.
Yeah.
I've got, you know, like, what could you bring to this? What could we make together? And I think that's the product at the end should be a thing of, it exists because you two came together to make it.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't have made it on your own.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. I think this is something that we need to maybe remember as well. Like, there are some key benefits, you know, and I'd love to know what you both have found has been the benefit of doing this. But there's something also for creative folk, right? Getting together and being a hive mind and doing something amazing or surprising. I mean, that's just a joy. That's all your hard work paying off, right? The fact you both know who you are individually, to be able to get together, that's sort of like a gold star. That's what you've earned, being able to do that. So it's something, isn't it, that is quite magical when it actually comes about. It's
lovely. I remember actually sending a photo of the first of the Do Not Let Yourself Burn Out candlelight, which was the first collaboration. I remember sending a photo to Gabby, holly&co founder Gabby, to show her we'd just done it. And I was like, in my message, I was like, I don't care if no one buys it. I just really like it. It was it was that moment of like, it was kind of, I don't know if it's the same for you, Jack, but it was kind of like, I don't really care about anyone else.
Well, she shared it with me and Carrie, and we all went, I want one. And she's like, I don't even know if it's out yet.
It wasn't like a business thing. It was just like, we've done this together. Like Jack's, like, you know, skills and mine have come together. We've just created this new thing that didn't exist before. And isn't it just nice? And it was great. And then fortunately, you know, people bought it. But it wasn't a financial thing.
Yeah.
Just, it was fun creatively. The possibility of doing it together was great. And I think that's why it was a success, really, because it just made coherent sense.
And Jack, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that's key, really. It's not just got to be about the financial side and the kind of growing your business. Sometimes it's got to be just for fun, just because you want to do something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. And what would you say, Jack, you know, if you get asked? So I think you've made a really great point as well about wholesale, you know, commissions versus collaboration. And what would you say when you think about your year, and you've had a great successful collaboration here with Andy, but let's say someone else came to you. Do you think there's too many times that you can collaborate, you know, and what's your view on that?
Yeah, I'd say so. If you just say yes to every single collaboration that approaches you, then you're going to lose your kind of brand identity sooner or later, really.
Yeah.
Specific about what you're taking on, how does it fit with what you do? Are you both getting something out of it? Is it benefiting you in what way? I think, there could be a time when you think if you just say yes to every collaboration, you're just diluting your own brand, and that is no good in the long term, really.
Yeah.
I think it's special. It's kind of those moments, like you were saying, Anya Hindmarch, and it's like Paul Smith. It's kind of like, oh my God, Paul Smith's done a Defender. That's so special. And it should be like little treats for kind of customers of both products. It should feel exciting. I think that's the key. I wrote a little list down earlier in the studio this morning of things that it should be. And I think the first one, I've got it here, is it should be an exciting prospect for everyone involved. So it should be exciting for me, for the other person, and the customers. It should be, it should be, so you can put it on social media, and you can do, you know, you can put that X sign in between the two brand names, and like, and you get a buzz, and it should feel like, if you want collaboration every week, it'd be like, okay, collaborate.
Well, you absolutely, you've got, you know, it works when you have a brand, that two strong brands coming together. You know, it is that exciting, like you said about Paul Smith. I mean, you know, it's when you get that sort of feeling, that excitement, you know, it's going to sell out. Like, you know, something's magical going to happen. And if you,
buzz.
Yeah, the buzz. It's the buzz of the energy between the two brands. And I think that is what's so important. And I've seen sometimes people collaborate continuously. I've also seen that somehow that sort of they maybe get addicted to that sort of, well, it's the collaboration that got me the new audience, so I better do another one. And I think potentially you've got to get off that train, go back to the drawing board to get yourself strong enough that you maybe consider 1-2 things a year. That's what we're talking about, isn't it? It's not a lot, because that's every year. If you're going to be doing this for 20 years, you know, that is 40 collaborations. That's a lot of collaborations.
And even like maybe do a year with no collaboration. It's,
yes.
You know, it should be an exciting thing. It shouldn't be on a checklist of, I've got to do a collaboration now. It should be, wouldn't it be great if I did them and they got in touch with me and we did that? It should be, it should be kind of, I think anyway, it should be not an aside. It should be like a little cherry on top of your own business. It should,
absolutely.
You shouldn't be founding your business on a collaboration. It should be that special little treat of
the cherry on the cake.
Yeah, it's a special thing. It should keep it special.
Jack, what do you agree there? Is it the cherry on the cake?
Yeah, I completely agree, really.
Tell me, Jack, what did you think when you guys define success? So you came into this, and I know, by the way, you know, I'm not looking to try and sort of make this a process, but at the same time I have seen things really fucking up, and actually people falling out, and do you know what I mean? And actually sometimes, even though the magic is there, it is good to get things on paper, right? It's good to say, okay, we're going to split this 50-50, or we're going to, what is success? And did you speak about that, Jack, first? Was it just awareness that you were going for?
Yeah, success would just be coming out with a nice product, really. But I think we had an idea of how many we might sell. And I think we ended up kind of overselling in the end, which was obviously a good sign of success, that we couldn't really make enough. That's about it, really.
Yes.
It was interesting for this because Jack was doing a lot more of the actual physical work. So I always felt really bad that it was like,
oh yes, of course. You provided the words.
Yeah, so I did all the making side of it, obviously.
I know, which was, you know, that's really weird for me, because normally I'm there making each piece myself. Yes. Kind of weird for me. I just had these great swathes of guilt, especially like about November, because it, like, he was as busy anyway. So like I just kept going, just you do what you want, Jack. Just, you know, whatever. Let's launch it next year if you want.
How was that for you, Jack? Did you mind that? Like, was it actually based on your relationship that you both had?
Yeah, it kind of made in a lot of ways, because I could just do the bulk of the making, the posting and all that kind of thing, rather than thinking, right, you do half, I do half, and then trying to split things that don't really work.
Yes, need splitting.
Yeah. But at the time it was kind of difficult because we pushed it back, and it was kind of September, October, and it was kind of getting to like Christmas is coming up now, and the orders were starting rolling in, and everyone was shopping online more and more. So I found myself, I was working quite late. It'd be like 2 in the morning, and I'm decorating these candle holders that say, they're thinking, I'm actually at the point where I might just burn out, to be honest.
There's a lovely irony. It just became...
Yeah, the irony of it became quite apparent.
It's like the most meta kind of product ever.
I think I posted the picture on Instagram of one of the broken pots that had fallen on the floor, and you could just see it broken, and it just said, you know, yourself burnt out on the side of it.
It's just that, you know, and I think that's the thing. It's so interesting you were saying that. Firstly, the irony is crazy, but, you know, that's what you do, Jack. You know, there was no point in Andy coming down trying to do your job and then say, oh, okay, well, then I'll post it out. You're like, no, this is not what I do. Like, I can do this. And for Andy, it was providing that what he can do, but there was a difference in man hours and labor, right? And that's the sort of thing I think is really interesting to talk about up front. You know, are we happy with that? And I'm sure, and you don't need to go into it, how you then split the proceeds would have been, I'm sure, taking that into consideration. It's different, isn't it, when you get another collaboration that might be 50-50. You know, it is actually, you know, someone designs and cuts a chopping board and someone paints it, or someone...
I did one with James Green, who's a printmaker, and he did a lino print of some donkeys first and then sent it to, oh, actually it was the other way around, and I letterpressed some text, so it was kind of, we took one sheet of paper and basically had half and half, and so
got you. So then that would be a different type of collaboration to what this one is. Yeah. And when you've looked at the results of this collaboration, I suppose there's another thing, which is if you start to become them business friends and you've done one piece together, what I think is really, really nice is that you can start to, as you said, and you wouldn't necessarily, I'm not saying you are or not doing it, but you could take a break, but you know that this collaboration works, and you can revisit it in some time. And I think that's a really lovely thing about collaborations.
Well, I mean, we did two. We've done two of the I've got it here actually. This is the original one because it's on both sides. So this is what I use. Very rare. So we did the Do Not Let Yourself Burn Out candle first, and the idea was just to do one. But then I think it was over Christmas, and as there was talk and it was kind of, well, it'd be nice to do kind of a response to
Look
there you go. Is that the first one that you made?
That's the second one. The things will get brighter one.
Oh, brilliant.
It was nice because we kind of knew that we knew that like the first one had gone down really well, and it felt a nice product. And then it was just that idea of having a companion piece to it, really, for me. And I kind of hoped that Jack would have some time to do it as well, and to make sense, and you could revisit that collaboration.
Yes.
Do again or not, I don't know.
I like that idea as well, revisiting the collaboration or that product and taking the product on that next era. It
was quite nice as well for that little buzz of excitement on social media as well. It was kind of a collaboration part 2, and it was like when we launched the first one, it wasn't like we're going to be doing a range.
No, but it just happened.
So it was just having fun with it, really. It was nice. It was fun to do. Yeah.
Jack, tell me, the Thoughtful Potter has a question. How do you guys sell the product, on both websites or on other avenues?
We decided to sell them through my website, since I was going to be doing the orders and the packing and posting, so I could just print off the orders as and when. And Andy would have a link on his website that would direct them to my website to basically put the order in. So it depends on the kind of the shipping arrangements that you're doing, really. Obviously, if you both had 2 lots of stock, you could both send them out, but obviously we decided it's easy to send them all from one place, so have a link come to my website, and then obviously sort out the other side of things. Yeah,
the side of things.
Look, I think that's probably the best way for us to do it.
And have you guys got any more collaborations planned? Not with yourselves, but not together, but just generally.
I've got a few potential ones in the works. I'm doing a few kind of commissions, which I do quite a few of. That I can't speak about someone for the minute. But I have had someone approach me about another collaboration / wholesale thing. So yeah, we'll see what comes from it. But like I say, you don't want to go down the route of doing too many things and just saying yes to everything. You've got. I want to do something that is special, that is meaningful, and will resonate with people as well.
Yeah. And Andy, what about you?
Similar. I've got a couple that are kind of floating around that might happen this year. I don't know. Possibly. It's weird. It's kind of. It was strange that the first one with Jack it just felt right straight away.
Yeah.
And I think there will be more. As I said, there's a couple that are in the ether that could happen this year. But when it feels exciting. So.
Well, that's the thing. You two, it felt so right, you two. And I think that's a great demonstration. Thank you for being here today. For everyone who's thinking of collaborating, these guys, you can see why their collaboration worked. It was the ease at which they worked as well, and their humor together, their friendship, but also what they were bringing to the table. I've got some comments here. What we got here? Emma, Jack alone, completely agree. It's a synergy more than a sum of both collaborations. I really like that, Emma. The Green Door Project, that's our coach, Kate. I really agree with the point about not collaborating too soon. In my experience, there needs to be an evenness to the contributions you both make that can come in many different guises, product or courage. And I do think that is, there needs to be an evenness. It needs to not necessarily be, I think in our community, whereas I've seen where it can go wrong was when you work with collaboratively, or you try to with a corporate, and there isn't that evenness, right? And that's where things can go wrong. Generation Soap, good point about keeping your own brand identity. While art sleeps, I think you both need to get butterflied about it. Then the results will speak for itself. I like that. You get.
What does that mean?
What is someone creating another Hollyism? I love it. Like butterflied. You know, when we get butterflies in our stomach.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. This is a new collaboration word, Andy. Butterflied.
Butterflies. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Yoko Global, we're going to like this one, guys. The Yoko team have such a creative crush on you three. This is Instagram magic. You know, what can we say? Hey?
Okay.
That's the biggest compliment I've had this whole year.
No, I'm liking, just looking at, I like the backdrop of like Jack's studio, my office, and your map. It just...
Yes, I know, exactly. It's like I'm your agent and I'm going to pimp you out. Where am I pimping you out to? I'm Bolivia, guys. We're going to Bolivia next, okay? That's it. Thank you both so much for today. I've loved it. Loved this whole thing. I'm literally like Cilla Black. I'm creating a lot of collaborations.
Cilla Black was the original, that's brilliant.
Exactly. So thank you, Jack. Thank you, Andy. Thank you from this community. Keep being magical, and don't forget that phrase, to be butterflied.
Butterflied. Yes, I'm going to use that.
Now you got to press the X because I can't press the X. But thank you for your time.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, I love that with these two. They're still there. They are. Right. So I'm taking them to Bolivia. That's my next move as Agent Holly. So much love, by the way, for Andy and Jack, that I've not been able to say, but hopefully they've seen it all coming up. A few more comments here. Nothing new by Ruthie Roo. I love that. Nothing new by Ruthie Roo. I'd love to collaborate with an illustrator. I make signs and jewelry from vinyl records. Great. The Seaside Sew. I'm eco-coastal bag designer. Anyone fancy collaborating? Beautiful Grey, Jelly Jaws store. I make tutus if you fancy a design collaboration. I love this. I do need my hat, don't I, like Cilla? Holly Cottage Studio and Thoughtful Potter. I can see a collab convo happening in the comments. I can't believe it. Laura, yeah, hello. Laura Ellen Studio, Stationery and Gifts. I need to collaborate with a designer printer to turn my stationery ideas into a reality. Only started looking at this today, so this video has come at a really good time. Right, that's Laura Ellen Stationery and Gifts, who's looking for someone to help make her stationery ideas a reality. Wow, this is just so great. Oh my goodness, I've gone out of time. What am I doing? I'm going to, oh my goodness, I can't believe it. I was meant to bring on, I was having such an amazing time talking to the guys that I have forgotten to bring on the third winner. Oh my goodness, what am I going to do? I'm going to have to do 2 next week, I think. Or I'm going to do you tomorrow. Let me just see. Anyway, I'm all of a fluster now. I've really messed up there. Anyway, right. So firstly, sorry for that winner. I'm not going to announce the winner, but I'm going to save it. Gosh, Holly, I knew I was going to mess up at some point today. So I'm so sorry about that, but I will be bringing you on soon to talk about you winning. But for now, I just want to make sure that we all know some of the things about collaborating. Thanks to Dell Technologies. Sorry, Team Dell, for not doing my bit today. I will do it ASAP. We need to remember to collaborate well. We need to share the same values. We need a deep understanding of your own customer and basically the brand that they see you as. So what would they see you, the love, I suppose it's what would they love you to do and who with? You know, so if you know your customer really well, you probably could write a list right now of the type of brands that they would love to see you collaborate with. That's what I was trying to say. Look for complementary skills. So we've been speaking about potters and illustrators. We've been talking today about different industries getting together. Have a track record together. You know, do you like that person? Andy and Jack met at craft fairs. They knew each other. They'd shared a coffee. they sort of knew that they were going to get on. Clearly defined, these guys didn't necessarily on paper, but I would advise you on that paper, go onto Google, find these contracts online, divide your roles and responsibilities, make it super clear who's going to be paying for what. Jack did all the picking, the creating and actually shipping out, and that made Andy go funny, but they would have spoken about that up front. Make sure you have those honest conversations, put it in writing, put it in an email. And oh my goodness, our winner on this Friday, we're going to bring on our wonderful Dell winner of the third winner of the XPS laptop for hashtag Tech in a Box. We're going to see if we can bring you in on Friday, and we're going to have people reminding me that I can't get lost in conversation. Also, be honest with each other. I think that's the important thing. What do you want to get out of the collaboration? Is it that you'd like to increase your Instagram following? Is it that you would like to make money? Is it that you would like to get some PR, that this is a way that you feel that you could maybe engage with press? Is it that you don't have the equipment and the machinery? We were just speaking about someone with stationary ambitions but wasn't able to do it. So make sure you're super clear about what does success look like. And yeah, we have another live on Friday. I'm going to tell you more about that on stories, where I'm going to be revealing our beautiful shop, and we're going to be revealing our Tech in a Box winner. So I really hope you've had a good time here. I've had too much good time that I didn't know what my job was. And so wonderful, Andy, so wonderful, Jack, thank you for coming on. It's Cilla Black and Dr. Tucker signing out. I hope that you all collaborate. I cannot wait to see what comes out of this. And maybe we should do this again. Maybe actually we should just do a whole session about bringing all of you together, and it could be collaborations, but it could be working together, studio space together. We could look at regions that you're all in. You know, we could talk to different people in Scotland who don't know each other necessarily, or people in Dorset or Cornwall, who knows. Let's do something like that. I think that would be a great idea. But for now, it's me signing off. Have wonderful days, and I will see you live on Friday.